And we are live at a little after 5. How you guys doing? Welcome to the Piranha StreamCast. I am your host, Kingfish Mac, joined today once again by the lovely Nick Mo. How you doing, sweetie?
Hey, what's up, baby?
Not a whole lot. Just trying to get it together. Trying to make it work. Moving a little slow today. Everybody kind of got caught up. For those of you who are regulars in the chat and regulars who follow the pond regularly, you usually see all four of us, Nick Nass and my boy Non Flyer. Today, Non Flyer be in the comments. He's going through some connection issues right now. And Nick Nass should be joining us. He's on the highway driving. Maybe we ought to think about a different time to come on because we always kind of rushing to get on. Last couple of days, the pod has been kind of deep.
Right.
Been kind of going in, huh?
Going in.
Yeah, I'm saying, the social climate of the day has kind of made it like that, where even when you come on and you have the intentions on talking about something that don't have nothing to do with, the heaviness of whatever is going on in our lives, collective lives, shit, you just almost can't ignore it. So yeah, this week has been a rough week for us as a community of people.
Yeah, I mean, it has been, and even in times where we thought we was gonna keep it light, it just did not go that way for us. But you know, but that's why, like it happens like that. That's just it. I mean, you have a form. You could say you have a format. You could say, this is what we're gonna talk about, but we always end up like going somewhere different with it, somewhere kind of left field with it. But again, I think we addressed the issues that needed to be talked about. Nothing that happened this week was like
Right.
normal,
Absolutely.
or what's the word that we had been using this week is justified. So I think it took, and you can tell that it was heavy on our heart, and I took it real personal. So hence the fact that we lingered on it for the next couple of days. Um, the young gentleman that was in the comments last night, if you've watched, and I want to say it again, it was definitely no hard feelings. It was definitely dialogue, but that's just it though. You have to be, well, you have to be comfortable with having uncomfortable conversations and stuff like that. And for all intents and purposes, we kind of got heated. It was, you could look at it as an need to be had, because if we can't, you know, we'll never be able to galvanize if we can't stand on something and go with it. Again, that's why I kind of feel like a lot of things, not being done for the black community, because we can't pick a stand on it,
Right.
and that's where the that's where struggle comes from me, because you know we we need to be able to tunnel it into something tangible, to where we can be like, this is how we feel, this is the reason why we feel it, and this is what we're standing on, and so, but we can't all just be disagreeing on, like, we all make us see something, but like at the end of the day, what was it, what was going on, and this is the end result. So, let's try to build on that.
Right. Right. Well, I know I walked away from this week in just a cold mental state. I'm usually pretty upbeat. I don't let too much of nothing get me down. Um, but it just seemed like this week, every time we kind of got offline, I had to continue the conversation. You know what I'm saying? And then, going through that emotional roller coaster with how you think versus how you feel. In any
Right.
event, today is Friday. We want to freestyle a little bit today. So we try to keep it a little light.
We've been killing them. We've been on it.
Killing
We've been killing them. We've been on it. So yeah, we trying to keep it light. We ain't got to be on here for no whole lot of time left like that. But we just want to definitely show our face, let y'all know that we in here, we in the community, we talking about it.
All right, well then, here, let's start it off like this then. Real light. On the what have you. What is a hobby that you've always wanted to try, but you never have?
A hobby that I always
And you can go back as far as you want. It don't have to be something you want to do today. It could be something you want to do as a little girl.
Okay, because patience is a virtue that I know I don't have. It would have to be something like knitting or something like that. Some shit that I know that would drive me crazy. But I feel like it would be good for me at the same time because it would probably I do like things that's repetitive. So I feel like I can do it, but I'm scared I'm gonna hurt myself doing
it. Knitting?
Yeah.
Think you're gonna stab yourself with the knitting needles or something?
Yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah. But I'm one of the people that can't go down carpet stairs with socks on. Clean straight down. I've done it before. I've done it before.
I've heard that knitting is a real relaxing, soothing kind of thing because I think it's really about muscle memory. So it's kind of like yoga, you know what I'm saying? You get into, your little groove or whatever it is, your little pattern, and then you just kind of like mindlessly doing it, but aware at the same time because, some of them old ladies, they be going fast as shit, and then they can feel when they made a mistake and then reverse that shit.
See, I'm not going to tell you that I'm making you something because that's pressure and that's a time frame put on it. Because it just may take me 6 months to get it for you. But hopefully it wouldn't. Got a roundabout time frame to trying to get it done. So, let it be a gift from the heart.
It's a trip, right? Because we kind of both are thinking about things that would take patience. So my thing, for pretty much all my life, has been let's shoot. My thing has been wanting to learn how to play the piano, but never had. I've had opportunities, a couple of different opportunities, and never had the patience. Never had the patience. I think I went as far as learning how to read, notes, reading music, but not knowing how to play it. So I know what E sharp looks like on the paper, right? But that's about it.
I mean, I dabbled and dabbled with music. When I was in middle school, I played the flute.
You played the flute?
Actually, I played it all 3 years when I was in middle school. So, I could, for the, most part, I did know how to read sheet music for a period of time.
Flute is written in treble clef too, isn't it? Or is it in the bass clef?
I think it's treble.
Yeah.
Because it's not it's a woodwind, so it's, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's a trip to things that you would remember. Like I said, I think I might have picked up a book or something and was in front of some little keyboard or something. When I grew up, my grandmother had an organ. An organ was in my bedroom at my granny's house, right? And we used to be banging on that damn thing, and they would, come tell us to turn it off. And finally, one of them grown folks cut the damn cord, so we could never plug it back up. Didn't nobody know how to play it. All it was a nuisance. It's 12 of us little kids and shit over at my grandma's house. making all that noise in the back room. But yeah, I never learned how to play anything. I had it's a trip when I was in, I want to say seventh, eighth grade. Um, in my neighborhood, if you would walk down, every third street or something, right, you'll hear a band playing, in somebody's garage. You know what I'm saying? Music was kind of big when I was young because we really didn't have much of nothing else. So um, one of my little partners at the time, my boy Jay Shankland, rest in peace. He passed away last year. Um, he was just dynamic playing that bass guitar. You know what I'm saying? And I seen him play and used to go hang out at his house and stuff. And I think his dad was in a band or something. His dad played the keyboards or whatever. And I remember my mom bought me a bass, like for Christmas or something. She bought a bass with no amp, right? She didn't know. She just thought she'd get the boy a guitar. He wanted a bass guitar. This is what we going to get him. So I had no amp, so I couldn't play it, right? I pluck around on it, but you can't hear shit, And then by the time she bought the amp, I was a super badass, right? I was doing all kind of roguish shit. And Uncle John Diaz came by the house and he was like, Keith, you around here fucking up. You don't want to listen to nobody. Go get that goddamn bass. I'm taking that bass away. And I was like, take this motherfucker out. I want to go to the streets anyway, shoot dice.
Something right.
I never learned how to play my poor bass, man. If I'd have learned how to play that bass, it probably would save me a whole bunch of strife in these streets and shit over my life. Just to have something better to do.
That's cool, man. But yeah, I think it's definitely, we gotta find you have to find something it's something that could soothe you, something, because it's rough out here. So everybody needs a lot of outlet or something like that. Like regardless if it's singing in the car, singing in the shower, walking or jogging, I think everybody, owe it to themselves to give themselves that, that few minutes of needed quality time for you.
Most definitely. I couldn't put this on my wish list because I actually do it. But shit, my thing nowadays that gives me solace is shit. I garden in the morning. You know what I'm saying? I go tend to the plants. And it's a whole world onto itself. And it's a trip because what I found is that if I got companies in my house or some shit like that, and I go to try to fuck with the garden, my mind is not right. I'm trying to hurry up and do what I got to do and get back to entertaining or whatever and shit, right? But in the morning time when I get up and I'm actually supposed to be studying, from 9 to 12. But a lot of times I be, half-ass restless and shit, right? So I'll go in there and talk to the plants and do some pruning and shit. I look up, it'd be 12 o'clock. Like, damn, I've been in here this fucking long. But that's how it is, like you say, you got to find something that'll give you some peace of mind. You know what I'm saying? With all the shit that we got to deal with on your average everyday trek. Okay, what else we got? Let's see. Okay, here's one. Here's one for both of us too. When you think of home, what do you think of? Do you think of where you are now, your house? Do you think of family, where you come from? What is home to you?
Well, I mean, I've lived in a couple of different places, that I, consider home. But ideally, when I think of home, I'm just thinking, I'm thinking of it's always around family. It's always going to be centered around that. Usually if it involves me doing Tina, it's considered home and stuff like that. So, you know, for a long time, this new road was home to me. No matter where I live, no matter where I stayed, it always just
Mhm.
was considered home. And it's and even after that, I still considered it home for a long time and stuff like that. It's different now. My grandmother, she's died, and my great grandmother, which was her mother, she's died. But like when major killers in the neighborhood kind of start passing, it's hard. Like it's like and then the crime or stuff like that. So it ain't like you don't want to be there, and like you don't want to go there, but it's not the same and stuff like that. Like my grandmother's house is like a lot of work done to it. It's really not the same. I think my mom and my brother, I mean my mom and my uncle had a decision if they want to like just flatten it out or just do something different. But it's just not the same. It still got the same feel when we there. And hell, I could say it even if it was falling apart, but it's different and stuff like that. Not
Yeah,
as you older and stuff like that, and it's hard because you want like I want Madison and Chase and them like to feel the same way about it as we did.
hmm,
But that's hard too because like I stayed summers there. We walked back and forth from my grandmother's house to Ada Lean,
right.
to Lindsay, to the store, to my great grandmother, Miss Armstrong, who sold the frozen cups. Like it was just a
Hmm.
community. And my auntie Ray, so it was just a community and stuff like that. It was just a whole lot different and stuff like that. And for the most part, they have some sense of it because they did go there for a period of time when my sister was like in some transition. So I believe they kind of have something in what we had because they did do like some swimming lessons and they did do, they were able to, like my cousin kind of started doing the frozen cup. So they did have some sort of what we did. It was just like revamped a little bit.
Yeah, New Road is a trip that you said like that, right? Because New Roads, even when I was coming up, and I'm born in California, I always say I'm an LA boy with an LA heart, right?
Mhm.
Los Angeles boy with a Louisiana heart. Um, but when I was coming up, it's just like you said. I went to New Roads every summer, right, until I was
Mhm.
like 14 or something like that, and it was termed as going back home.
Right.
Yeah, you're going home for the summer, right? Like LA. Hey, what's up, Frank, baby? My boy None Fly, I told you be in the comments. Swimming on the outskirts, huh? He's swimming in the big pond today. Hey, yeah, so it's a trip because everybody, okay.
Oh,
Yes,
you're a Cali
sir.
boy. Look at you. Oh, these West
um,
Coasters.
oh yeah. When what I was saying is that New Rose has always kind of been home for all of us, even the California McLeans, right?
Mhm.
Because with the exception of me and Terry, everybody else has lived in New Rose. Eric, Felicia, right?
Right.
All them, Latanya, all them that lived in New Rose
Right.
for a
Right.
year or something, got
They done
sent,
came through.
back to the country for whatever reason or another. I just was too bad. They couldn't deal with my ass. By the time I got about 12, it was like, yeah, this kid gonna burn something down, right? And we can't keep his ass out that park, right?
Right. That part. The part.
So, but
Out
my
there.
point being that we all come from a different era of what New Rose looked like. When I was 6 through 12 or whatever, New Rose had this, like, it was a real homey kind of feeling, like, what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying, like, Auntie Eileen used to walk me to church on Sundays, and that kind of shit, right? You walk in the middle of the road, and and I imagine that it was different for my mama and for your mama, what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying, when they were younger growing up in
Mm-hmm.
New Rose,
Everybody
what I'm
knew.
saying.
Right. It
Right,
wasn't
what I'm
just a
saying.
girl.
So,
Right.
and then you got to look at what it looked like for, like, shit, JJ and them, Missy and them. What I'm saying? That got to
Mm-hmm.
be a whole different New Rose than what the hell we, what I'm saying? What
Mm-hmm.
we experienced
Mm-hmm.
coming up, because you had the advent of all the shit that we dealt with in the city. That shit
Mm-hmm.
hit the country too,
It
and it hit
did.
the country hard as shit too. You know what
It
I'm saying?
did.
Because we, the same shit I was doing in the city. We got cousins that was blowing the fuck up in the
Mm-hmm.
country doing their shit. So, the effect was the same. But what I'm saying is that when I was a kid, it wasn't none of that shit. When you went to New Roads, and it was okay for me to walk from ATL Lane house to Sookie house to your grandma's house, back across the street to Papa house. So, you know what I'm saying? It was nothing, and we was
nobody ever looked for you until like the sun was, the street light came on.
Exactly. Right. Nobody wasn't worried about something happening to you or some fucking drive by.
You walked all day.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that Maddie, Kimari, they all was down there when we went for the family reunion. All this next generation was there, right? And they didn't get to see a lot, but they did get to see. We went and paid our respects over by ATL Lane house and did our thing on Singletary, and they got to see that, and they were asking questions. They want to know. You know what I'm saying? And other than that, I don't think it's very much more that we can do. Hope that once they get old enough to travel on their own, like Lil Keith, you know what I'm saying? When it was time for his ass to go to New Orleans, he was like, well, who can I call? Don't trip. Don't trip. I got you. Let me call Shell.
And he called and told me he was there. And just so happened, he just ended up having a lot of stuff to do, and we just end up actually not hooking up. But he called and I answered. So
I think he might have hooked up with Ronald. I think he hooked up with Ronald.
What'd you say, baby?
I think he might have hooked up with Ronald when he was out there.
I think that he did. I think when I tried to hook up with him, because I think I was working, I think when I did, he was already into something. But I was like, oh, hey, I'm glad you were in good hands. Right. Because I know I'm in good hands when I was wrong.
Oh man.
I had went out before.
Ronald make you want to take care of him.
And Ronald just happened to be in there too. I'm like, shaking my head like, here we go.
Ronald stay coming through looking out for me. I swear to God, man, I love my cousin to death. And I'm super proud of him on top of everything else.
Right.
I brag on Ronald all the time. I was talking about Ronald's ass yesterday too. As a matter of fact.
He came back in the comments later on and was like, hey fam.
Right. I saw that afterwards.
We love you, Ronald.
Most definitely. So yeah, you think of, I guess for me, you think of New Roads as home, because I think of home as family more than a place. But in terms of a place, I mean, I've lived in a whole bunch of different places, but I ain't gonna never stop being from Inglewood, ever, right? It's just, it's in me to the bone. You know what I'm saying? I'm part of that transformation when people thought that my neighborhood was really like just some fucking suburb and white people out there. Yeah, I'm part of the white flight. You know what I'm saying? And then my neighborhood becoming what it is. Worldwide, you know what I'm saying? Through hip hop music and, movies and different shit like that. But in terms of, the people that I grew up with, I'm still in touch with, my homeboys that I was running the streets with when I was 15 to 16. We done all been through a whole bunch of shit and all came out on the other side cool. So for me, home is always Inglewood, and it's not a particular house. Right. I got, my mom lived in a specific house. So, we lived on the property with Auntie May and them, Auntie May in the front, us in the back. For my entire childhood, right? From 8 to 21 or something like that. But
and I feel that way about New Orleans, because I moved there right when I made 21. Started working at the casino because my mom was patient at the casino. Made lifelong friends who I'm still kicking it with till this day. Ain't nothing like, I could be doing much of nothing. As soon as I get home, it's like people just smell you home. Phone start blowing up. People start saying, where you at? You ain't even gotta post nothing. It's just like a feel. And I'd be like, you must just help me in town. I literally just got off the spillway, got off the Garden Karen. I ain't even past Killer yet. So and I think that's why I get my sense of nothing is far.
Right.
I'm a driver. Most people who know I'll drive. I don't get it. Like even when I go to Houston, that's like nothing to me because I'm a driver like that. So nothing in New Orleans was ever far. Like we literally could be in the east. Somebody stayed across the river. Okay, it's cool. Let's go get them. All right,
Right.
let's go hang. It's like nothing was ever far, or nothing was. It was so. That's why, like like when you go to different places and stuff like that, you'd be like,
was it you or Shanny that drove that night? We was in New Orleans, and then y'all was like, "Fuck these old people. Let's go back to New Orleans and go to the club." Y'all remember that? Me, you, and Shanny left New Orleans and drove all the way back to New Orleans to go to the club.
Who drove? Did I drive?
It was either you or Shanny. One of the two of y'all drove. I'll never
Cause
forget that though, because they was mad at me.
Because we like went right back to New Orleans the next day or something
Right
like
back. No, not the same day. The same day. We all caravan. We all caravan to New Orleans in the daytime. We got by MMA house maybe about 5:36 in the evening. Low had I want to say he had either barbecued or he cooked fish, one of the two. And we was all, so we ate. Everybody, and it was all of us. It was everybody.
And
Karen,
then we put
Sylvia, I want to say Eleanor,
all right, now fly.
Ronald Mack, Lisa, Daniel, my mama, and then Keaton, Anna Marie came with us too. So all of us we took like 5-6 cars down there. Shanny, I want to say Brian came too, because Brian, remember, it was when we came for that Christmas that time.
Because I was going to say,
I think Brian came too.
It ain't too many times that Anna Marie had came.
She was a little girl.
Is this one of her first time coming, like when she came or something like that?
She
like
was
we
a
had
little
never
girl.
really
She was like, I think she was maybe about 11 years old. She was a little girl. She stayed pretty much over by Rosemarie and them with my mama. So she wasn't functioning with us like that. But she did go to New Road. But I remember we all had ate, and they got me to drinking Crown Royal. Sylvia was talking shit about me not drinking. So I'm drinking Crown. And then they was like, yeah, let's go to the island and go to the casino. And you and Shannon like, I'm about to go to no damn casino. And I was with it. I wanted to go to the club. I didn't want to go to no fucking casino. I go to the casino in LA, right? So we jumped in the car, the three of us, pushed back to New Orleans.
And went to New Orleans?
We left and went to New Orleans, just
and
us three.
We came back.
We didn't come back. They all came back the next morning.
Yeah, that's
they all came back the next morning. We was all asleep on Buick. And they was mad.
I think I remember that. I think I remember that.
They was mad. Everybody was mad.
They probably drove. Now, if I had my car, I probably drove. I can't remember.
I remember that good because look, you was young too, right? Like you was like brand new grown, because you and Sylvia used to be arguing like a bitch, right?
Always.
Sylvia used to be trying to tell you, she'd be trying to tell you something. You'd be like, look, I'm damn grown.
Always. And I always had Shanny there to defend me. You wasn't gonna mess with me with Shanny. It was just nobody. They be like, no, you can't tell her that Shanny here. Like, she loved me. Woo, and I loved her.
Frank say about to jump in, baby boy.
That's what he say.
Uh-huh.
He got going on here. But yeah, so I mean,
so that's what I was saying, is that it's a trip because we are really, really rooted in family in Los Angeles, the Los Angeles chapter of us. Like we're coming up. We all spread out now, right? Our generation ain't shit. But the generation before us, they made sure, right, that, a kid's birthday, I don't give a damn what kid it is. It's a party. We having something and everybody gonna be there, right? It's an excuse to get together. So it was always about, family. Auntie Murphy used to say, we're real clannish. We don't need no friends. We got enough family.
Got a lot of family. Right.
And so we kind of function like that. When I go to New Orleans, it feels just like that, but bigger.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It was something short about the same, no matter what we was. We always knew that, and that was always the catch-22 when you wanted to do stuff, but you didn't need people because you had enough family. Oh, look at that boy.
What it dookie?
Man, in the feeling a little bit.
I see you,
You just
broski.
couldn't stay away.
Well, I mean, I'm trying not to. Both of y'all can go. Damn,
There you go.
trying to make it happen. What's up, Joe? I still got to spin my light on and all that. I had to go get
It's
all
all
my
great
stuff,
as
man.
shit.
He got it
Yeah.
all. He traveled with his necessities.
Yeah.
He
Got
pulled
that
out
young
the
travel pack.
ring light.
He got that young travel vlog pack.
Good Lord.
Right quick. Vlog.
Not only, look,
Vlog.
not only am I going to find a place to set up, but you need to be prepared because I'm going to set up my ring light and everything else too.
Yeah.
Like, hold on, like,
Yeah, like,
you say can you get in the corner? You didn't say could you set up? Like,
could y'all be quiet? I gotta do this right quick. Nigga, you at McDonald's. I'm just saying. A little
I
help.
should have set up to go on the go too. My ring light, that shit fold down to about this big, and then it flaps down. So it'd be a little bit about this round. But it stand up about 4 feet tall.
Like a
y'all
periscope.
can tell about how y'all look.
Yeah, man, we got to shine bright like a diamond around this bitch.
I like them little buddy things you got with what you AirPod it today?
Yeah, man, cause my corded ones was like whack. They got I pulled the cord off of them. I snagged the cord on my fucking.
Did you see that?
You know what? I'm living wrong.
That nigga said, "Let me put some light on the situation."
I mean, we in a picture now, yo. What's happening? Back at it, like at it. I miss y'all, man. Miss the show. Miss my people.
Shit at you too,
Miss
bro. I talk to your ass every day. You had me low key worried last night. We ain't gonna get into it. I was like, what is my nigga up into? What the fuck? All right, niggas, make sure you let me know you're all right, bro.
Oh yeah, man. You know, I was searching in the webs about some things, trying to get some things done. It's all good.
Yeah, shit comes.
So, man, what's happening? How's home?
Talking about home.
Shit.
Talking
We
about
talking about it.
Talking about what home means to you.
Man, home is everything.
Said home to you is P-Town.
Man, that's born and raised, man. That's my area. My area of expertise. Area of expansion. Area of growth. With all my formidable years in that city, man. I love it.
That was where the magic happened.
That's where all the magic happened. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I had a ball in Pomona, man. I mean, technically, man, wherever my family is, low key, in terms of mass appeal, is home. I mean, motherfucker always be attached to where you're born at, you know. But like my grandmother always said, she had a magnet in her ass. Wherever she go, everybody follow. And that's pretty much how that's going. Yeah, so it's like wherever the people is, technically is home. Where my grandmother is home, because that's what people do. But yeah, man, wherever family is really is home. But I'm always be so tied to Pomona. That's my area, man.
Now I'm not really familiar with California. Like talk about. So where is Pomona?
It's technically the last city in Los Angeles County.
In Los Angeles County.
Okay.
Going towards the east.
Just right northeast
of
LA. So it's halfway between LA and where I'm at. I'm in Barstow.
Okay.
Yeah, they pretty much.
And how far are y'all from each other?
Right now we're about 70, 80 miles from each other, something like that.
Yeah, because you and
maybe about an hour and 20 minutes.
You down the hill, right?
I'm still.
Yeah, he in LA area right now, right? So he's about 2 hours from me.
Okay.
I mean, when ain't no traffic, it'd be about a hot
hour and a half.
Yeah. It save off a few minutes. But still about an hour and a half, 2 hours.
I used to mash from Adelanto out from all the way from the ghetto to the casino. It would take me an hour and 15 minutes, no traffic. And I'd be trying to get there or trying to get home. So then you add another 27 miles to Barstow, which is like 18 minutes.
Right.
Now, Keith, how you end up in Barstow?
It's a trip, right? My son Keith said, "Damn, Dad, it seems like every time I look up, you're moving further and further away." Right? Well, what happened was 2000-ish. My boy Bear brought me up here on some. He just brought me up here. I had to come up here and shit, right? And I ended up sticking around, and I was kind of going through some shit at the time, right? And so his position was, you know, what the fuck you going back to the city for? You know what I'm saying? You need to make something happen, you know, up here and then go back to the city. And I just ended up getting stuck up here, you know. Carrie's mother was pregnant with him at the time that I moved up here. And so when she had the baby, I moved her up here too. So then it kind of just became, this is where I am. This is where I'm gonna raise my family.
Okay.
And then from and that was in Adelanto, a little town called Adelanto. We call it the ghetto. From there, I was there 20 years, you know, Adelanto, Apple Valley. Yeah, pretty much that's it, Adelanto, Apple Valley. And then I moved out to the lake house.
Fell in love with the lake.
Because it was a bunch of shit that was going on, and I just said, fuck this, I'm retired. I'm gonna go grow weed and fish, play golf. Right. And so I did that shit for a couple of years. And then all the boys ended up going back to their mamas. So I was out there by myself. Nick was supposed to come to be by me, but he ended up going the whole opposite direction. Right? Way up in the goddamn mountains. So when he went into the mountains, Flukish, you know, he knew somebody, went up there to go look after his partner and got stuck up there.
And got same scenario, right?
Same type of scenario. He was ready for a change in his life and, you know, dealing with some other different things and shit. Mm-hmm. So Nick was up there. I was out at the lake house by myself. And then I decided, well, you know what? I'm gonna close the house down and I'm gonna go move up there with Nick. I'm gonna go look out for Nick. And by the time I finished everything, closed the house down, I had like 2 weeks. Me and Frank was gonna go, as a matter of fact. Me and Frank was about to push up north to go see Nick. And then I found out that Kimari lived right in Atlanta. He was supposed to be with his mama, but he ended up being with his grandmother. Had been with his grandmother for like 6 months. Nobody had called me, told me a motherfucking thing. So that just killed all that. I just went and got the nigga and been doing this ever since. Mm-hmm. Now he back with his mama.
You said that.
But yeah, so that's how I kind of ended up in Barstow. Once I got him, you know, we went through a year and a half worth of a bunch of bullshit and kind of ended up here. You know, my goddaughter was kind of looking out for us. We was kind of roommating with her. Mm-hmm. And then I just said, fuck it, and got my own place. So here I be.
Oh man.
Oh man, you're gonna love it. I've been telling you to come since 2015, 16,
I know.
Shit. That's some place for you. I don't do a whole bunch of going out and clubbing and shit no more, but we kind of make it happen and shit. You know what I'm saying? We live.
You know how we gonna do it? We gonna kick it at the house. You know how we gonna roll?
Yeah, but when you kind of fucked
Frank gonna journey to come see us and all. We gonna get it in.
Frank be up here all the time.
From the living room.
You come, we have to take you somewhere. It ain't gonna be no. We have to take you to do something.
Oh yeah. Well, shit. Everything opening back up now.
That's what I'm saying.
The motherfuckers charged me $32 for my gym membership. I'm like, man, I bought a whole bike, man.
They
right.
real back open.
Right.
Yeah, I thought you canceled that one up.
Nah, I canceled it for 3 months, and I thought that, okay, well, shit, in 3 months it's still gonna be closed down. Shit,
Oh.
okay. Motherfuckers was like, okay.
Well, okay. Well,
They charged me $32 twice. They charged me for me and Kimari. Huh?
I said they getting to the point where they gotta justify having the building.
Right.
Right, for
Well,
real.
my gym, the cold thing is, my gym they was closed like 2 weeks. I called them and I was like, well, what's going on? Y'all charged me. Oh, here go Nick Nash. I was like, well, what's going on? You guys charged me and everything's supposed to be closed. Old girl was like, oh, we ain't closed. I was like, what you mean we ain't closed? The governor said. She's like, oh, well, we're not closed. I was like, look, man, I'm not coming up in there. The governor said don't go in no gyms. So she's like, oh, yeah, well, we'll just suspend your account for 3 months. You let us know in March, before you get charged again. And I forgot to let them know. I was like, shit, this shit ain't going to be open again. Shit, I looked on my shit yesterday. The motherfuckers took $32 twice. I'm like, this nigga Kimari don't even live here. I'm paying for this nigga to go to the gym. Nigga, if you don't go to wherever you are, nigga, in Houston, Oklahoma, wherever you are, nigga, you need to go to any time, nigga, and utilize that motherfucking gym membership, homie. I'll mail you a file.
I mean, twice. That's all that means.
Nick, how is it? Are you over your jet lag? You got enough rest today? You're good?
I still got to deal with the speech therapy people and the physical therapy. The ball still keeps on rolling, baby. Trying to get back to this health thing.
Okay, Nick.
Yeah. How y'all doing?
We good, bro. We good. Shit. Missing you. Waiting for you.
What you doing, Mr. World? Mr. Frequent Flyer Mile?
Right.
Nah. It's only the track took me,
This nigga jumped on right before the broadcast. This nigga jumped on from in the middle of the mountain somewhere and shit, right? Doing about 30. This nigga was doing about 30 going up the hill and shit, right? Talking about, I'm going through these mountains, man. I'm going to try to jump in.
Hey, man. Yeah, man. I mean, hey, I feel like I miss some work and shit. No call, no show type shit. I gotta call that day, man. Be late today, man. But goldfish drowned. I gotta.
So, Nick,
I guess
when you think of home, what do you think of?
Which way? Which one?
Well, however you think of.
We're just saying, when you think of home, what feels like home to you?
What feels like home to me is, I say, solitude in my mind. Say my mind space.
Okay.
That's home. That's home to me. Everything else is a temporary sitting zone. But what I embody is my home. You know what I'm saying? So whatever, I could take this anywhere, this vessel that God gave me, and travel anywhere and use it. So that's what I think about home. Everything else is the addresses.
You just hit us with the 2021 intellectual way of saying Papa was a Rolling Stone.
Pretty much. Hey,
wherever you lay your hand is your home. Is that what you're telling us, brother? My guy said home is where I am. That's home. Where I am. He ain't say, oh, the family, my mama. Nah, that nigga said wherever I am, where I can get some solitude, that's home.
Home don't stop.
Y'all give me a few seconds, fellas, okay?
Go ahead, man. Yeah. Home starts with you. Where you at, Nick?
Yep. Home don't start till you walk in. No, but wash your hands before you touch the blocks. Don't touch the blocks.
Cause that's
put the keys down. What they for?
Anybody can take your address. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can take your state. You know what I'm saying? But they can't take what lives inside of you. You know what I'm saying? How they said that temple, that embodiment of everything around you. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to put it, Rolling Stone, because if you're comfortable wherever you are, I know all of us comfortable, we could be in the car. As long as we got a blanket and a pair of flip-flops we could put our head on, we'll fall right to sleep.
Hey, that's real, man. That's the hobo home, man. He gonna be like, well, nigga, where I am. Shit. Right? on
Right.
spring and sevens, nigga.
Carry my house on my back
Right,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
on a stick in a kerchief.
Mm-hmm. Because that's the thing, man. Because my issue for the day, that's all we be looking for, anyways, man. Our issues for the day. You know what I'm saying? Because tomorrow not promised to you. You know what I'm saying? What did I accomplish today? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know, man.
That's
Even
true, though.
you know what I'm saying, dealing with these therapy people, man. There's like, you know what I'm saying, like they actually tell your body is breaking down, like you don't supposed to like even move
Move
like
that
you
table.
move. But
Put that table on right.
how can you keep on moving, you know what I'm saying, and all these records show, and when we actually, you know, talk about move your arm this way, move your arm that way, that's like, oh, you limited. But I'm like, okay, well, you saying I'm limited to what extent? You know what I'm saying? Because if only I could just move like this, but my mind still works, so am I limited to that? You know what I'm saying? It's still, you know what I'm saying, what my soul possessed. But that's the thing, man. You know, people poking and prying on you. I don't know, man. It's been a lot for the last 4 years, man. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, traveling up in here and going signing up with these people and different programs. So yeah, man. Cause you never know where, and they say, hey, you gotta go down here for treatment. I guess I gotta go to Oregon for treatment.
And that's where home gonna be, huh?
Well, right.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Cause they had me a few years ago, they had me in Oregon on that same little kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? So I know I was late. I was trying to get back to the little cast, man. I was like, oh man. It's like, oh, we got a slot open up for you. I was like, all right, well, 4:00. Oh, can we run 2 more tests? Two more stress things with the little bands. I'm like, hey, it's almost 5:00 and I gotta go with some
No,
internet.
fuck that. You're always supposed to take care of your shit, man. You know, this shit is gonna be here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Take care of your shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whatever it is, take care of your shit. Take care of you. This shit'll be here, man. We ain't going nowhere. And we do this shit every day. So if nothing else, we just we creating a hell of a lot of content for down the line. It's a trip, right? Because I was watching this interview with Joe Budden. Got interviewed by the CEO of Patreon.
Mm-hmm.
And he was talking about when he first started his podcast or whatever. Right? And old boy said, yeah, I looked at some of that stuff and you've got like 100,000 replays. And I'm like, yeah, imagine, you know, when he probably posted that shit, he had probably 6 views.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? But as long as you got content, that content is available and shit, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what we doing. So don't ever trip about not being here, man. Shit.
I had some cool ass content ideas too. I had some cool content ideas. I had some one-on-one ideas. We got to get together and talk about it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Hey man, and Matt, from yesterday, man, that video was too hard to look at, man. I
know. I told you it was depressing as fuck, man.
I got the first, not even the first couple of minutes. I'm like, oh man, you know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I got to do, you know what I'm saying, getting all riled up yesterday, and a disclaimer, anybody know me, but no, that man, I still can't even explain it. It's gonna take me a couple of more days to unpack it, but do I really want to unpack it, man? Because it's the same old story. You know what I'm saying? That, you know, it's nothing that you can say after the fact. Preventative measures, baby. You know what I'm saying? So what else was going on with y'all today, man? You know what I'm saying?
Well,
so
we doing questions. Here, I'm gonna go back and ask you the first question that cause it was just me and Shell. So here we go. What's a hobby that you've always wanted to try but you haven't?
Snuggling.
Snuggling is a hobby. This nigga here. This nigga,
you know what I'm saying?
Snuggling
like laying
as a hobby.
You know what I'm saying? Like laying, you know what I'm saying? Like laying up, like what I'm saying, what you call it, spooning or whatever they be talking, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause, you know,
hey, look.
I don't know
this to be true. I don't know this to be true, but I truly believe the source that it comes from, right? So somebody very, very close to me one time suggested, you know, and I'm single and shit, right? I ain't got nobody to fucking answer to. So, and it was a woman, and she said, well, why don't you ever think about, like, doing the little snuggle parties and shit, right? Like a snuggle escort. I was like, what the fuck is that, right? What the fuck is that, right? And she's like, like, just think about like an escort, but it's not no sex, right? You showing up in your, pajamas, silk pajamas, whatever, you there for 3 hours to snuggle, nigga, in the bed. Snuggle, nigga, $100 an hour or whatever the fuck, right? I'm like, what? I'm like, is no sex involved? How is it no sex involved, right?
And you
like,
getting paid.
Just on some real snuggle shit. Women want that shit, and I'm like, I don't know. Sign you up now, Flower.
Look, I'm like, I'm saying, like, I actually thought about it. I was like, you know what? I don't know. I snuggling, dog. I gotta say what you just said, a hobby. I think I could do the snuggle hobby, dog. You know what I'm saying? Because you might already know how to cook. I know how to cook and all the rest of that stuff. So if I could cook something good and we could snuggle, you know what I'm saying? Look, I already got beat over the head by having my onesies. You know what I'm saying? So
you can wear that onesie though. That onesie might have a little rabbit tail or something on the back of that. Nigga got a fluffy.
Snuggle buddy. What's wrong with you, man? That's my thing, man.
It's practice, brother. A snuggle party is a great place to practice. Brother. And you get paid for it.
But okay, so what's the next one? Because I always wanted to try it, like snuggle for like an hour.
Mine would be golf, actually.
Golf?
Okay. Yeah.
I got you on that. Anytime you got the time.
I know that. That's one thing that I've always wanted to do that I haven't done. I wanted to do it ever since my grandfather was alive. Ever since I was like 13 years old.
Yeah, it was something. It's a trip, right? It was something that I wanted to do because I was telling Shell the other thing that a hobby that I wanted to do for 20 years, but this nigga gave me the opportunity was fucking gardening. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to try my thumb and see what the fuck would happen. And guess what? Kind of good at it, right? Turns out I'm kind of good at it. But golfing,
that part.
Yeah. Golfing was another thing, right? When the Tiger Woods era hit, I started looking at golfing in a different way. Started learning how to score it, learning handicaps, and kind of the nuances to it. And then the first opportunity that I had, I went and bought me some fucking clubs. You know what I'm saying? And paid for the kids a lesson and shit, right? And took notes.
Right.
Because Amarion and Kimari, them motherfuckers can golf. Both of them.
Oh, yeah?
Amarion, this dude is like a natural, man. Like, he is like a young Tiger Woods. He want to be in the streets and shit, but I'm just saying, he got that skill. Like that.
That's why I kind of wish it was more of us that did it, because you understand the shots that niggas would have probably brought to the game, how they work on dunks and shit. I mean, let me see how get this ball to move like, you know what I'm saying? Let's see what
right.
do with it. More of us involved in that sport, like since kids. Oh man, that sport would probably be totally different now. Like every other sport we gotten into. I can't wait to see the evolution of hockey. So we slowly sliding into that too.
Damn right. Mm-hmm. Niggas ain't giving a fuck too. What's the old boy name? Ain't got no fronts, brother.
Yeah, out to get him too. I don't know.
He's bad as a motherfucker too.
I know they had a pair of twins brothers that played that was bad. We sliding in there. We gonna do that too. Take that over. Check that out. We go pimp hockey. Like we pimp everything else. And then we go up in the
Still waiting for us to make a splash in the pool. We ain't doing shit on swimming.
Niggas
this shit is too traumatic. This shit is too traumatic for niggas.
It's embedded in our DNA not to really fuck around and play in that water like that. We fuck around a little bit, but we just fuck around. Y'all fucking around.
That's like what, that was the second episode when they said you better swim or crawl. I said I'm crawling.
right.
I can't do that.
You catch a lake crab and don't have nothing to hold on to. It's all bad.
It is.
Look, we
All
was
right,
in
here,
the.
here you got.
What's
Here
the
you
next
guys
one?
go. Here goes the next question. What is the craziest thing you've ever done? It could be crazy fun, crazy dangerous, just the craziest shit you
Yeah,
ever
about
done.
to say fucking rob jewelry stores.
Look
And
solo.
I did my time for that shit.
I don't know. I don't know the craziest thing I ever done. I think all of it's crazy. This life is
Right.
crazy. I can't put my.
Live your life.
You know what I'm saying? I can't put my finger on one thing. You know what I'm saying?
I tell you the thing that jumps in my mind, right? Craziest thing I ever done. I'm a kid now. Let me just preface that by I'm a kid. I'm like 17, right? So my homegirl, right? It's my homegirl. We was thugging it out together since like junior high school, right? We end up, we hitting on the under, right? Don't nobody know. I'm talking about don't nobody know. But now her mama's one of them cool mamas in the neighborhood, let her smoke weed and shit. You know, stay out, come in the house all times of the night, all that type of shit, right? So I come back from a house party, right? It's like 2:30 in the morning, right? I don't want to go home, right? Because it's 2:30 in the morning, right? So I don't want to deal with my mama and nothing. Matter of fact, I don't even live with my mama. I live with my mama. I do live with my mama. So I'm younger than 17. I had to be about 15. Right? About 15. So I'm coming back from the house party. I don't want to go home. So fucking I'm gonna go to the homegirl house. Plus, I'm on some horny shit, right? So I'm knocking on the door, on the apartment door, tapping real light, you know what I'm saying? I want to wake her mama up, right? But it is what it is. So don't nobody come to the door. But where she sleep at, her window, where her bed is up against the window, it faced the street, right? Upstairs.
Oh
Right?
yeah.
And the window is kind of cracked a little bit, right? But it ain't open, but it's cracked. Nigga, why I climb up on the little drainage pipe, little fucking thing that comes down the side of the building. Nigga, I climbed up that motherfucker. Edged my way over to the windowsill, nigga was on that motherfucker and had to stick my hand in and turn the little window thing and shit to get that motherfucker to open. I'm trying to look, man, it was crazy, right? All that shit to reach over and be like, hey. She was like, nigga, what are you doing?
Wow. Just to get in the house.
That's what I'm doing, nigga.
Mac, and that's crazy.
Frank.
The things that nigga do for some coochie.
Man, young nigga on one too. Like fuck that, I ain't going home.
I'll commission. Commission.
Wow, back it.
I'm like, look, I got this weapon. Somebody gonna dispose of it right away. Something gonna happen. I ain't going home with this one.
Yeah,
that's some crazy shit. And I done some crazy shit. That right there.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That's about the crazy shit I can say on air.
Yeah,
I just did some crazy sexual. Well, I did, but I've been caught in some crazy sex situations, like being caught by a girl's dad and almost having to shoot the dude because he went to act like he wanted to fight him. And that was a crazy ass night. That was crazy. Oh yeah, I've been in some situations. Fucking with some coochie.
Fucking with the coochie. And then we be talking that shit like it ain't important.
Right.
I never had that problem.
Right.
They always say why you don't. They always say why you don't call me no more. Any little hint of a problem, I'm outie. When I was young,
Nick. Don't make me put you out there, bro.
Don't make me put you.
Don't make me put you out there, bro.
Like knock that all the way off. Knock the right
Y'all started all. I already know what y'all
look,
got to. I done lived half of my life with y'all, so.
All right. I could tell you a safe Nick Coochie story if you give me your give me your permission. It's old. No, it ain't nothing bad.
No, you talking about at the Denny's? All at the Denny's?
No.
You go ahead and tell it then. Full disclaimer.
Full disclaimer.
So Nick comes when I first moved to Atlanta, right? Nick comes, right? Maybe about a month after I get, to the desert. Boom. All right, so shit. We doing our shit. At the time, so you know how it is, Frank. We all on our side of the highway, right?
Right.
So I'm low key fucking this chick and live across the highway like a mile down fucking Crippen, right down Chamberlain, in the cut. But it's in the cut. But it's right there. But it's in the cut.
It's right there. But it's in the cut.
So now here's the shit. She got a roommate, right? Her roommate is a baddie. Oh God. Indian and black, nigga, off the res, you know what I'm saying? Like on some shit like that. Had left her husband, baby daddy, somebody, whoever the fuck, right? You know what I'm saying? It was like trying to work it out. But brand new baby. I'm not my brand new baby, right?
Yeah, brand new.
So of course, she's still farther my nigga, right? My nigga on some romantic shit, right? So she finally said, fuck it, come get me and bring me to the spot. And me and this nigga, we got a spot, right? I be at the girl's house more often than not, right? Because I hadn't crashed my car yet.
Oh yeah, oh nigga.
But old girl want to come kick it with Nick at the spot, right? I got the car, right? This is when we had the Cadillac, the gray Cadillac. So what I do is I say, okay, cool. I take this nigga to go, or let this nigga go something. This nigga go anyway. Old girl and Nick end up back at the spot. I jump in the car and go to Victorville, right, with the homie, right? I go to the club, right? My niggas, hey, I'm letting my nigga do his thing and shit, right?
Man.
My nigga called me back in 2 hours, right? And said, oh yeah, she got to get back to her baby. I'm like, okay, well, nigga, what? This nigga tells me, well, I'm just gonna walk her back. This a mile in the dark, right?
I tell you to come get it.
So of course I ain't gonna let my nigga go out like that, right? I'm like, fuck that, right? Nigga, don't trip, nigga. I'm coming back. Boom, back in the car. Me and the homie Rob drinking, smoking, speeding back to Atlanta to go pick this nigga up. And why the police get behind me, nigga? I had to punch out, high speed chase, hit the fucking telephone pole, wreck the Cadillac, nigga, all that. And guess what? This nigga still had to walk the chick back home.
It was. I was like, nigga, don't even do it. I still want it.
When he don't go through, nigga, you can't put you just like the rest of us, nigga.
Hey, I said I'm about to walk. You say no, you do not walk in the desert. I'm like, man, look.
Yeah, nigga, what you gonna walk in the middle of the desert, nigga? 12 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night, whatever, man. I was like, come on, man, I gotta go get my nigga. My nigga Rob was like, we going back? I was like, man, I gotta go get my nigga, man. Fuck that.
But I'm talking about she had a fresh baby though. Like the baby.
Brand spanking new,
brand new. Like weeks old.
And I'm like, I'm about to waiting for the coochie for like 6 weeks, right?
Hey, no. Look, how about she was waiting on me? No, how about that?
Okay,
how about she was waiting on me? she said we move some days out the way first. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Jay Blue, what's up, Jay Blue?
Jay
What
Blue,
it do?
What's up, cousin?
My boy.
you know what I'm saying? Hey, I forgot all about that one right there. Yeah, Frank, that was the one. Then I had to go buy 2 more cars.
That shit was fucking hilarious.
I had to go buy 2 more cars after that. You know, that was the Still Magnolia right there, baby.
Yes,
You know what I'm
sir.
saying? Yeah, that bad boy. So yeah, we had to get 2 more cars after that. But I was like, nah, I guess it was one of them things. Like, yeah, I guess that was one of the craziest days ever. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I'm walking. He was like, man, do you know who you are in the desert? I'm like, it don't matter.
Let my nigga
I got
walk.
to.
This nigga walked
I said,
anyway.
I said, I got,
Man,
I got all, you know,
crash.
yeah, cause you know I couldn't keep
Nigga, I
still.
crashed my car, ran from the scene, had to escape the fucking police with a broke
In the
ankle.
desert.
Nigga, the shit was crazy. In the middle of the fucking desert, nigga, I was in the tumbleweeds laying down. It was a miracle I don't go. And my nigga Rob went to jail for my pistol. Right?
Thank you, Rob. You know what I'm saying? But the
Rob
thing is,
walked off 32 with 80 for a guy. I had to couldn't do nothing.
we
But
had to
send the
look
nigga some pictures and some bread. Make sure they go.
yeah, make sure he was cool. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He was a real solid motherfucker though, man.
Oh
Rob.
man, Big Rob! Shout out to Big Rob. That's my
Shout out to Big
motherfucker
Rob.
to this day. Still to this day, that's still my nigga.
You know what I'm saying? And look,
Big Rob. So,
and by the time he came home, I was already gone. You know what I'm saying? So, cause I was back and forth anyways. Yeah, I was back and forth. But so, what's the next question?
Shit, where we at? Craziest thing we did. We already did the craziest things. So all of it.
Yeah.
Okay, this will be the last question. This will send us out right here.
okay. You can ask God a question. What would it be? Sheesh.
One question, just one question. What do you ask God?
Why are people?
Why are people?
Yeah. Yeah.
What is the Bible explanation? Was God bored on the seventh day, or what was? Do they ever tell us why? What why He created the heavens, the earths?
I don't know. I guess it's a long. I don't know.
Trees.
I don't think we got into the why. But I mean by my people, our people, I mean like, why are we all? Why have we been chosen to be the most persecuted, the most, drugged, the most?
Oh, you mean why are we black people?
Our people, yes, our people.
Black people in America or black people worldwide?
General, in general, because we are the most hated worldwide. Shit, period.
I think God would tell you that black people universally are the life water of humanity on earth. We are the underpinning of everything. Like anything that you can think of that is of any kind of import, you trace it back to us some kind of way. Talk about modern medicine, all modern medicine is synthetic shit that we naturally was already extracting out of fucking herbs and roots and berries and shit, right?
Right.
If you go to mathematics, politics, you know what I'm saying? Language, recorded language,
martial
religion, music,
yeah,
food, culture, every fucking thing. It'll be us, but we are the most underappreciated community of people on the face of the planet.
Oh,
it's kind of like how we was talking about the help, right? Remember we was talking about the help the other day, and I think that coming from a background where my grandmother and all her friends, right, were domestics, and somebody's cleaning some white people's house and shit, right, and cooking. This, that, and the third. I recognize, can't see you, but we can hear you.
One more time.
Oh, you're on the phone.
Yeah, that's
coming from the history of our people, you know, kind of being the people who cooked, clean, and cared for the people who were able to put their face on society, right? We've always been the people that kept shit together and the people that you regard the least. You know what I'm saying? You talk about black people in front of the maid, the butler, and shit like they not black.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
You feel what I'm saying? It's like we're
Yeah.
the least regarded, but without us, your
The most
shit falls
impactful.
apart.
Yeah, we were the most impactful. The one that plays the back. Because I forgot the name of that book. They said, what's the greatest movie ever produced? The role of the nigger. You know what I'm saying? Because niggas stand out. But the thing is, the black people, you know what I'm saying? But the ones that made impactful, that nursed these kids, that, you know what I'm saying, they was on the woman's bosom. You know what I'm saying? That they were fed by, you know what I'm saying, the mothers of all mothers, you know what I'm saying, who was taught by, you know, these things that filled in the spots for these people that said that they own slaves or indentured servants, right? But we the ones that raised their whole family, that set up their husbands, that had their husbands not acting and beating on them if you was a female of the house, or AKA madam, whatever you want
You
to
washed your
put.
hands. Bring the fucking things over there.
You know what I'm saying? So, and that's the whole thing. So look, so so who went? Frank, you? So the
Yeah.
thing I would ask, right? I said, God, why you never distinguish yourself between you and Jesus? Because people that God is Jesus and Jesus is God, but it's two separate entities.
Do people think that, or do Christians think that? And or is just modern day Christians, or is it some
Oh,
sects
I
of
can't hear you.
Christians? And
For like generations, people's like, well, you know, thank God and they thank Jesus.
can't hear?
But Jesus is, yeah, but Jesus ain't God. You know what I'm saying? God don't have a face, he has a voice.
Well, I think
You know what I'm
in
saying?
the, you know, we
Hey,
was
can you
raised.
hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
We got you. You got us?
I can't hear Mac though.
You can't hear me.
I can't hear him. I don't know, but I can
You
hear
can hear
you.
me. That's crazy. Can you hear me, Nick?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Unmute
If you can
yours.
hear,
Unmute yours, Frank. Unmute yours, Frank.
Unmuted. My mic isn't muted. That's why you can hear me.
he ain't muted. Now you muted.
Now you mean it.
Now you muted.
I
Now
got
you.
you. You can't hit Mac.
I don't know why I can't hear Mac.
I don't know why either. You ain't blocked.
That is weird.
That
I don't
is the
know.
craziest shit.
Because I
What
can
kind of
hear
weed?
you.
What
You
kind of
can
weed
hear
you
me.
smoking?
He can hear us, but
Yeah.
I can't hear him.
Put your other earphone in. Maybe he on the left
No,
side
but
and
that
you
don't
got the
matter
right
because
side.
I'm off the phone. I'm
Oh,
not
okay.
phone. These don't even. I'm not using these.
That's
Oh, okay.
probably
They
why.
went out.
That's probably why. Oh,
No,
your
but I
battery
can
went
still
down?
hear you. I can hear you and
Yeah.
you can hear me, but we can't hear
Oh,
Mac.
but I can
No,
hear Mac
Nick
all
can
the
hear.
way.
But I can't hear him.
So that means that your audio must be stop on your StreamYard for him. But it's okay. So I was just saying that's the whole thing right there. So but
You
if
was
I had
talking.
another question, to ask him, the thing is I asked him, uh I would thank him for bringing me back to him. You know what I'm saying? And I know I'll probably ask him why did I had to go the long way around when he could have just had me on this page a long time ago. That's what I would. But it's a good thing.
Still can't hear me, Frank? That's crazy. If I had a question, if I could ask God a question, I would
See you in a
probably
minute.
Oh, there you go. I hear you now, Frank. I couldn't hear you before.
I could hear you. Okay, he went out. Yeah, if I had one question that I could ask God, I would ask him, what is our human beings' purpose in life, individually and collectively? And why are we so confused about that? Why did he make it so confusing? You know, was it designed that we were going to be, you know, at war with each other all the time and having all kind of conflict in our houses, with our kids and our families and our communities?
But the one thing that he always says, right? He would deplenish you of everything until you come back to him, till you kneel, till you come back in front of him. And I was there. Some real life story, Cold Blue.
Can you hear me, Frank?
Stuff.
Oh yeah, I can hear you now.
Cool.
So you know what I'm saying. So I don't know if you knew the whole extent to the story of that, but you know that was the voice that came to me. I would say it was unfamiliar to me, but it said, "The promise you made to me before I birthed you is not done yet. Go back to that place." You know what I'm saying? And that like stuck in my mind. And, you know, I ain't on no tree hugging kind of thing, man. But I think before all of that, man, all the things that was stepped in my life from, I'm saying you kind of sitting unfolded, but still confused about it as it was unfolding. It's like, hey, bro, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you need, Nikki, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Like the time that we got to we was at the lake house, and it was like, man, I need to move around a little bit. I was like, we're gonna look for whatever needs for you. I'm not leaving here till you get something where I know that you can get around. Oh, we both know that we could get around, right? But I think that was the starting point of the transition into me going back to something that was all inside of me from New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? That being raised in that part from your granny, from all the people, like our ancestors, as each one of them left and transitioned to another thing, we embodied it more and more. Remember how we said we got angels? So they asking the questions to God, you know what I'm saying? Right now. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at it. It's like, it's nothing else for me to ask. I'm just going about whatever it feels and whatever he's saying. Now, we might think about it, but you know, Matt, when you lay down and really think about it, you hear the voices. You hear the people talking to you, telling you which move to make.
Well, for me, it's a little bit different, right? It's not that I hear voices. I always say that, first of all, I am protected by angels in every aspect of my life. That's why I don't stress over shit, right?
Period.
And I know who my angels are, number one. And number two, I know how they operate. So it's not like, you know, I get a vision of my mama or my granny or something in my sleep, or, you know, some ghost or apparition. It's nothing like that. I get nobody talking to me, no voices from God, nothing, right? What it is for me is that I get a hyper awareness of everything that's going on around me. So I'm able to see the side. I always say, look, it's the gift and the curse. I'm always able to see what's about to happen, but nobody never believes me.
Yeah, I seen it firsthand though, but I've been with you firsthand when it happened. That's the cool part about it. Like, cause that's how tight we are. I'm like, all right, and I don't never ask no questions. I just roll with you.
You don't.
I was like,
you don't.
I'm like,
that's all the way real.
Yeah, I'm like,
most motherfuckers be like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I'd be like, look, man, I'm telling you, the shit is gonna turn out like this, and this. Because I see this, and this. It ain't no fucking mystical shit. I ain't no psychic. It's just pure mathematics. And I've been given the gift of being able to formulate everything in a mathematic equation.
Yeah, I think I got that, but I still been scared to use it because people just like they be like, man, he be on some different kind of little stuff sometimes, and sometimes I talk too fast and you don't understand what I'm saying, but sometimes you get it, you know, in my moment of clarity or whatever, right? But the people that got to hear everything, you know,
always get it. I be dying like a motherfucker, but I always know what the fuck you talking about. Always,
you know, and that is the balance. So the question is, right, to everybody else, you know what I'm saying, people in our audience, ask yourself that question. You know what I'm saying? What is, and do you see it, and do you feel that energy? You know what I'm saying? Because it's certain people that get it. Like, we do have angels, but do you reject it or do you bring it on in, thinking that you gotta fall? You know what I'm saying? Fall victim to circumstances. You know what I'm saying? Because it is the energy that guides you. And I'm like I'm saying, and me, you, and Frank, we've been in a situation where we can feel it. We're like, nah, we're not going over there today. It's just something wrong. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna sit right here. We're like, it wasn't meant for us to go down on 395 today.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I hope, you know, where's Shell when she had to go to school, go to class?
I don't know. She said to hold on, and then her shit disconnected. Shit, we about to get off anyway. We're 20 minutes over.
All right.
All right.
Hey, I gotta go anyway, but I love you cats, man.
I love you, man, too. So.
Get on.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
just
I just want to.
Watch you, man. Like, share, and subscribe all the time.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
just want to thank everybody that tuned in. I know we kind of been a little loose today, but like I said, you know, it's been Freestyle Friday. You know what I'm saying, in the pond. I want to thank everybody for joining us on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and for all you guys that check us out in on the replay in both of those channels. Hey, Trey.
Trace.
Jump in the comments on the replay as well. Like, share, subscribe, and please go over to the YouTube page, subscribe, click your notification bells, and give us a like over there.
Love you, Uncle.
Love you too, Trey.
Bye.
Bye. Again, thanks everybody for joining us here in the Piranha Pond. We have been live at 5, and now